Alright, hi guys, this is No Saint here again, and I'm back for part 2 of my Basics of Sony Vegas editing video. And when I say Basics of Sony Vegas, let me make that specific. I mean AMV editing. These are some popular techniques people use to make their videos have a little more flair, and they're actually rather simple. If once you learn everything, I mean everything becomes simple once you know how to do it, more or less. And as you see, I've made a copy completely of the video I did the other day, except I removed all the effects so I can show you from scratch how I did them. Alright, let's come first thing first. I didn't get into removing subs from video. Now you see I got this video over here, and I showed yesterday how I set the video resolution to match the original video. So then you come to event pan and crop right here, and you see the subs on the screen right here. Click, and key thing I did was click lock aspect ratio. You click that, and basically any time you grab a line and drag it, it'll keep the ratio over here so that the video stays in the frame right. No matter what you do, it'll stay the right aspect ratio. I'm going to restore that, come to the bottom, roll it up, and bam, cut the subs out. Simple as that. Alright, I might be making this quick, but I need to keep under 10 minutes, so we're going to get right into it. Alright, the first thing I did with this was make it shaky, which is the only thing I really left in the video's clip, was the movement from the event pan and crops. To make it more shaky, as you see, I got these little event markers down here where I clicked every other space, and you see that the square, that is the aspect ratio, keeps moving around, and that's the simplest way to make it jumpy. Have that little kind of an earthquake effect going on where everything's shaking around for no damn reason. Alright, the next thing I believe was the tunnel vision look, where it had this blurred outline going around. For that, you come over to video effects and find the cookie cutter effect, which is right here. Go to the circle center effect, drag it to the appropriate clip, drop it, and you see the parameters of the effect come up. I'm going to need to resize it to where it's the outer edges of this frame. Come over here to size, make it a little larger, and there we go. Now, instead of just leaving these hard edges, I'm going to come to feather and feather it out so it's more like a blurred vision kind of look. Enough blur. I need to make it larger again. It's just my preferences, really. Right there should be fine. Alright, the next thing I did was I added static to there for noise. Now, instead of distorting the image like most people do, I went to the add noise effect to add static. And I'm just grab anyone really, drag it down, and then just play around with it to make it look the way I want. Let's see. Gonna come here. I'm gonna remove these different. You got different things you could do to it. Click monochromatic, or you just stack them all on there. That's just too much, so I'm going to drop this first marker down a little bit to about 300 something. Come to the middle over here, because I don't want to leave just plain static going through it. Make it give kind of appearance like it's changing. I'm going to bump this up to about 500, 550, 564 actually. Then I'm going to make a third one and make it even lower than the first. But this is just how I did it. You don't have to do it this way. I'm even going to add a little something extra. Click on this and pick one of these and go with monochromatic and get a little change in the static appearance. And now this is where things get simple for once. Well, I mean, it's all simple. If I want to do the same thing to this clip that I did to this one, shaking and everything, a simple way to do that is come to the clip that I have all the effects on, right click, copy that clip, come to the next one, right click that one, and paste event attributes. That'll drop everything I did to this clip onto this one and simply carry the effect over, because there was 2 distortion sounds here, so I wanted to use that. Alright, jumping into the next thing, I had a bunch of fast moving clips, which I didn't remove this, where everything flies through and it's got a bunch of quick flashing. And this is relatively simple, just where you see all the markers I got placed, which I went ahead and did ahead of time. I need to first off split every clip that's on a marker that isn't already split there. I want to split here, split here, split here, and I don't need to split here. I'll show what I did with that later. And by the way, sorry if you can hear me breathing. The microphone's really close to my face. And everything that got split, I want to add a gray effect to. where I made everything black and white. So come over here to effects and go to black and white, and instead of just doing 25%, 50, or 75, which is the basic setups, or adjusting it, I just went with straight 100% black and white to every clip that came after a marker. So drag this down here. That's already added, see? Next one, right here. Next one, right here. Next one, right here. Next one, right here. Next one, right there. And you can barely see it, but next one right there. That skills. And for a little more bit of a flickery effect, before every marker, I had a very, very small, tiny fade out. Will you stop popping up? I know I got a little space. Shut up. I just add this tiny bit of fade out just to where it goes black just before the next clip begins. And usually I do it larger, but I'm running short on space. I normally go for the 0.02, but I'm going to only go for 0.01, which should be good enough for what I'm doing. Just to add a little bit of flicker right before every marker. So get this here, and this is where I did things a little differently. So for this beat, I made them fade through, and this is another thing I didn't get into yesterday, is if you want to extend the clip, you come to the edge and you see this little marker appear. Will you stop that? You click the marker, you click it and drag it, and it'll extend the clip, adding on to what's already there. And it just takes from where the clip's supposed to be, so it just extends what should be there. So it's a great way to fix things easily. And this is what I wanted to do, was drag this down and have these two clips fade through between these two markers. I didn't just white. I found where I wanted to change on about right here on the timeline. Click that. Come down this mini timeline. Oops, I clicked pan and crop. I meant to click event effects. Make an event there and drop this down to 0%. And as you see, it's no longer black and white, and it'll gradually fade through as it plays. And I did sort of the same thing here, except I did it after it faded through. So event pan and crop, move this one over, make it one about right there, drop it to 0, bam. That's how you do it. Alright, I really didn't just free up some space on my computer. I'm running short. Although it just started popping up. And then for this part, I just had a solid white medium fade through to here just for a little extra dramaticness. Boom. And for this part, with the beat sync on here, I already have markers set up where I needed it. And as you see that layer video up here with extra videos going on top. I always have 3 or more video layers so I can have easy editing room, but in this case I used them. And I set the opacity of the clips that are above the select clips of Kanu and Hakufu appearing above their own fight. I put them up here where I needed them to appear, and I set the opacity to 50%, which is how you do that. So you come up to the top of the video, the very top of the layer, click that and drag it down to where you want it. I probably should have did lower than 50%, but that's what I went with. There's another way to do it, is you come over here to the video layer effects, and you see where it says level 100%, you can drop that down, and every clip that's on this timeline will be dropped down to whatever opacity you set it at. But I'd rather do things this way because it's more simple and straightforward. And that's how I did that. That's basically simple stuff that I did in this video to help a friend out. Well, hope it helps you out, buddy. I gotta try to keep this short, so sorry if it seems rushed, but this is the way it has to be. Till next time, peace.